This knife is my recital. I think it's very vital to stab around. That's right, on time is Trickstabs. Here we go. It's tricky to corner stab and face stab. That's right, on time is Trickstabs. Ooh, it's Trickstab, 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 Trickstab. It's tricky to Matador stab and understab. Right on time is Trickstabs. Trickstabs, Trickstab, Trickstab, Trickstabs. Fuck. Anyway, that's today's topic. Trickstabs with this knife thing with Spy. And I hope that was fine, because that's a one take only. I'm not doing that again. So let's just go right into the first replay and talk about what Trickstabs are. Yeah, so we have Frostal again, playing as a boy using the Dashed Assassin, which is a reskin of the Spoo Kniv knife. It's gonna be pretty cool. And he's dancing around with the Dead Ringer. He gets shot. We all know how the Dead Ringer works. He's gonna run back here. And this thing is so loud. And as he decloaks, the sniper heard him and is like, yes, spy, spy, spy. Alright, up there. Okay, never mind. So we have Frostal running back here, grabbing some health, grabbing some ammo. And then he has the knife out. And we're gonna see a Trickstabing coming soon. He's an engineer, alright. And then he's gonna pull out the micro sapper, and there's the engineer, and this, ladies and gentlemen, is known what is a corner stab. Let's look at this in slow motion. Yeah. Running up to the side of the guy and just stabbing him. Yes, that's a corner stab right there. It might seem like a face stab, but it is actually a corner stab because the area of which you can stab in the back is actually quite large. It's not just the back, you can stab from almost 90-degree angle. Here he is with a pyro battling it out. Seen that drink being on fire. Here we go. Pyro didn't even follow him. Here's decloaks again, and the pyro's like, yeah, I'm onto you, bro. Here he comes, here he comes. Runs around him in circles, does this little snap thing, and then stabs him in the back. That's how it works. And here is a sniper, some other people, and he's just gonna fall back. Alright, he's gonna fall back up here. And decloak, where nobody can hear him. So he's gonna be running around here and doing some sneaky stuff. Oh, soldier. Not a trick stab, that's a regular stab in the back. Gets a sniper as well. Gets stabbed on another sniper and then gets killed by the pyro, but he's fake kill and the pyro keeps following him. Will he be able to do something? Yeah, he will be able to get away. Ooh, pyro's right behind him. Oh, this doesn't look good for him. Hey, uses the Dead Ringer. Uses it to fall away. Run away. Pretty good. And he's still alive, no problem. So he's in a couple of trick stabs that he's done, but not too much. Both teams fairly not that good. Gives him the Dead Ringer again, trying to sneak around on the side. Faking his death.
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
I get 60 seconds to do this, to cap the point. Will they do this? We see some pyro, some other guys. And he goes in to get the sniper, and he gets one guy. He gets a second sniper. Good. Now he needs to cap the point, which he doesn't do because the medic's on him. And then he tries to stab him in the stairs, but the medic doesn't follow him, so that's kind of hard to do. I'm just gonna fake his death again and see if he can do anything. They got 30 seconds to cap. So, oh my god, it's a pyro. He is so dead. But the pyro is awful, so he survives. And now he's gonna cap the point. Let's try to release, and there comes another pyro, and he fakes his death again. But he's still on fire. The pyro's on him. And this is a known scene where he just falls back, grabs some more health and ammo, and fall back, I guess. And he sees a spy. 3, 2, 1. Overtime. And then he just goes back here, and then his team loses. Because you always want to run away right before the round ends instead of trying to like jump in and save the day. Fucking dolt. Anyway, that was the first replay, introduction to trick stabs. You know, you can stab people in the sides, not necessarily in the back. You can do that from the bottom and from the top and from all over the place, really. And that's gonna be the first introduction. I tried to collect some replays by myself, but I'm an awful spy at trick stabbing because I just use my pistol and kill them anyway. But Trickstabs can be fancy and stuff, and I'll talk a little bit about, you know, how useful it is as opposed to just shooting the people. And not all Trickstab works on the higher tier players, such as Stair stabs, which we will look at now, I think. So here we go. Here we have solid spare layer, the troll that submits a lot of replays, but he is actually a pretty decent spy. And he's going to be cloaking using the regular loadout, as far as I know. He's going to be running up here. Here he is. And he's going to run up here, and soldiers follow him. Soldiers follow him. Jumps in the stair, and that's a stair stab. Basically, what you do is that you wait for your opponent to come at you, and I forgot to show my mouse. And you just run up the stairs, and when they follow you, you kind of jump back and stab them in the back, because if they have like slow reaction time, they will actually just keep running forward, and it will be easier for you. However, this does not work with the higher tier players that is familiar with stair stabs, because if someone tries to stair stab you and they have the aim on you, they will kill you like in the air, like hit you with some melee weapon or something, and just run back and make you miss and just kill you anyway. So be really careful about the stair stabs, especially when you're kind of luring them in. So if they're like low tier players, you can do it no problem. But if they're high tier players, you can have a really hard time. So that's a stair stab right there. And because the replay is kind of bugged sometimes, we're gonna have to go in third person. He side stabs the other soldier, I guess, just running around and just flanking him, and hoping to God that his tracing is awful. Gets a stab on a heavy, while a pyro just looks at him. He's probably talking to some people in trade about some hats or something like that, because that's what they do. And oh, there's a pyro down here. Oh, there's a spy. There's in front of him. We have him. He's going to run back up. Being very sneaky. Will he be able to do something? Right now they need to cap the point, and as of right now he should just fucking stand on the cart. As you can see, there is only a sniper here, and you can gun him down with a pistol. So already has his focus a little bit out of order, like his priorities. He decides to just go kill people instead of doing the objective, but that'll actually bite you in the ass, like we saw in the first replay. Like, yeah, he got a lot of kills, but he didn't push, so he lost. And here's like one of the rarest cases you ever see. Here, actually, the Razorback saves him from being killed by the spy. That's mostly because this guy, yeah, just look at what he does. He shoots him 1 time, 2 time, 3 times. His aim's not the best, and then he just falls down, and then he goes cloak and disappears into behind there before he immediately recloaks again. Let's see, can he get this medic? And this is also one of those run by stabs. I don't know what you call everybody, but like you have like this. I think it's called Matador stab or something like that, where you act like the guy who's taming the bulls. And you just sidestep right as they come at you, because he's like a bull and he comes right at you, and you just go around the back like this little snap thing. Let's see here. Slow motion. Here we have the medic. And it's like a run by. Medic runs straight forward, you just run by him and stab him in the side. Just like that. He's going to be back here some more, and not pushing the card ever. Sees a sniper. Sniper blocks him. The sniper should know that he's there. If the sniper's anywhere competent. And this is probably one of the more interesting styles you'll see. The soldier down here is like, alright, spy! And he lands on him and he stabs him in the shoe and he dies. I'm moving this. Just gonna jump up here and I'll look at this. Pyro's a pyro! Oh my god! Oh yeah, that's right. Pyros are fucking good against spies. So that was some trick stabs. You got to see the understab dice when something jumps on top of you and you just stab them in the foot and they die. It's like stabbing you in the Achilles heel. And we will now look at a Matador stab. The one where you go like, andale, andale, and just go like that. That's what you do. Yes, so here we have solid again. This can mostly be solid. That submitted a good amount of replays. Can use the Ambassador Deadringer set thing. Here we have a head, and he runs in and out, he cloaks, and they know he's here. They know he's here. And this is where the Matador stab looks. Can you see it? There goes a sniper, stabs him in the back. Alright, let's take a look at that again. Because that was really good. Alright, so here he is, right? You all just witnessed what happened. So let's see it again in slow motion. Alright, so this gonna run here, and here we go. He decloaks, and we're slowing it down by a lot. And here we see him like bump into the other spy. Right now the spy swings his knife, I think. Yeah, he swings it once. And then he just slips to go to his left and the right, and goes to the left again. And then he just like twitches around and stabs him. Like that. And then the sniper just follows. And at this point right here, alright, this is more like how to avoid being stair stabbed. But that is, if the spy is in front of you and he's looking at you and you're just following him, just like guns blazing, just fucking stop right there. If you stop right there and he'll jump at you, he won't be able to jump as far and you will have a lot more control. But this guy just follows him blindly, and you can see his tracing is off. Which is like low tier play when you can't even trace a spy that's jumping right in front of you. So, you know, it works in pubs and stuff like that, like I've said. So that was a Matador stab and a Stair stab. And we're going to see him running around using the Ambassador. That does 102 damage if you headshot him. Very good weapon indeed. And you see he's a heavy here. That doesn't check his back. He tries to get a stab on a medic. Tries to get a stab on a scout. Tries to get a stab on a heavy, but he can't really do it because heavies are fat, and that's a fat scout. Then all this fat scout has transformed into a heavy again, and then he goes down to a rocket with the combined effort of solid spare layer and some other soldier, which is called Skullbarget because that's the only soldier they have on their team. I was going to be disguising as a pyro and going back here, and here you're going to see some pretty bad players. You have a scout here that stops and ponders about life. He gets immediately stabbed in the back. And then we have another medic comes in, and he just heals him, tries to jump on top of him, can't really get the stab. And you see how long it took for the medic to just change weapons, you know? And then the medic is hardly damaged. He just stands in the corner, gets taken out, no problem. Jumps on top, tries to get the engineer, but the engineer's like, nope. And the soldier doesn't even notice him. The battle's going on here, so it's not the best players you're playing with right now. Probably on a battle or something like that. You can see the lack of hats. He tries to get the Stair stab again on the engineer, but isn't that successful as the engineer just kind of avoids him. He goes like, yeah, oh no, he didn't fall. Alright, there you go. And then the engineer brings out the wrench, but he can't do anything because he sucks. And then he's gonna run back up, and he's gonna decloak like, yeah. I'll go get it. Come on. Oh, there's nobody here. Fuck. Alright, keep moving. And he's gonna run over here, and that's a fat scout. Will we get him? Will we get him? Yes, get the stab on the fat scout, because the fat scout is fat and slow, as opposed to the regular scout, which is thin and fast. The sniper up there, he just keeps strafing back and forth, being very suspicious. And as you noticed, nobody is pushing the fucking cart. Just fucking stop dicking around and push that cart, right? Just whenever, you know. Somebody gets a clue on their team and decides to push, and it's certainly not this guy. He's like, oh no, I'm gonna do Stair stab. That's what I'm gonna do. And now he decides to push the carts for a fraction of a second, and then he's gonna run back here and grab some more health while he decloaks and probably tries to get. Yeah, he's gonna go back here, and there comes a heavy one stab, and the other heavy has probably the slowest reaction time I've seen so far. Holy damn, that was slow. That was not very fast. I'll tell you that. All right, so let's just go into the heavy view and see what they see. All right, so here we have. What the hell? There we go. Alright, so we have the two heavies here. Alright, let's see, which one is it? Red team has a lot of heavies. This guy. Let's see, first this guy. Here, alright. This is what he sees. He doesn't see a spy, he sees that's a pyro, right? So he goes down, he goes. And he sees he jumps on top of it, and he's like, oh yeah, alright! Oh. Wrong boy. There we go. And then he gets hit by something, and he decloaks again. And there's a spy here. But he's like, oh, spy. Wait, never mind. Getting another stab on the heavy. They have a lot of heavies. Should have a couple of good, competent pyros. But then Fat Scoot just comes in and goes, put this, and kills him. So, in general, spies are pretty good against heavies in general. I mean, if you're a heavy and you get killed by a spy, that's not, you know, unusual. But if one spy kills your entire team, that spy should probably play on some other server, you know, and not some Valve servers where there's a bunch of noobs that don't know the game yet. God, it's such a douche. And I want to show probably, like this was actually, like the enemies that Solid was playing were so bad I felt bad. Okay, I felt it right here. Like my, if I had a heart, I would be not feeling good. So there you go. We're on Pale Gold Rush. Last stage. We have Solid here with his buddies stacking up on a pub servers. Cause that's how you do as a clan. You want to win all the time, right? Yeah, that's what you do. I'm just gonna run a Dead Ringer again and the Ambassador. Pretty standard. Fun fact though, there is a skill ceiling on the Dead Ringer. It's most effective against low tier players, not as effective on the high tier players because you know they know what to look for. There we go. It's Pyro, he just runs by and stabs him. Let's look at that again because that was a Matador stab. You said it was a Matador stab, but more like trick stab in the sense that you just ran by him and stabbed him in the side. I bet he didn't even notice what was going on. Alright, so here we have the Pyro down here. Here we have our Mr. Spoy running by. Yeah, he actually stabs him in the back. That's not really a trick stab, you just run around. Because, you know, a trick stab implies that you tricked him. You know, but if he didn't even see you and you stab him, it's not a trick stab. Alright, so there we go. He's staying here just because there's a Pyro. And here comes another Pyro. And okay, let's look at this from the Pyro's perspective, alright? He has just seen a spy, right? He knows there's a spy. And we're gonna look at his reaction time, right? His reaction time. So he runs around. And here comes the spy, jumps. And he doesn't even look up. He looks straight ahead. Because normally the regular response to a spy someone jumping towards you in the stairs is just fucking run backwards. That's what you do to avoid, you know, any kind of trickery. So he's got a stair stab again. Must be feeling pretty smug. Stabbing the sentry with the sapper, and then he's gonna fall back up here. Tries to get another stair stab, and there's another Pyro, and Pyro runs right by him because Pyro's blind. And then he sees the Pyro, and the Pyro's unable to kill him because the Pyro's like, yeah, I'm a close range class, I'll fucking run away when I try to burn you. And now he's on fire, have a couple of Pyros on him. And this is gonna be the end of him. Okay, so keep in mind, Pyros still very good against spies, alright? But just keep in mind with when dealing with people that do a lot of trick stabbery, just be very careful and try not to let them get too close to you, especially not, you know, straight up in your face, because they can like do the side step and just stab you. And make sure you are the one in control when dealing with the trick stabs. When you're the trick stabber, do like this and hope that the enemy sucks and falls for your tricks over and over again. Especially if you can get more people to play Pyro as a spy, like getting like heavies and demo men to switch to Pyro, and your other team is pretty heavy. You can do that pretty well. Yes. Next replay is still with Solid. It's just going to be Solid all the way through. And he's on Gold Rush first stage. Heavy payload maps, because payload's probably the easiest map to spy on. You know, all the players that usually play there. So he's going to be using the Dead Ring. He's going to fall back. Have a Scott following in here. Tries to get the stair style and can't quite do it. And then just falls back. And we're going to have a pretty hilarious situation coming up here. Oh, you see this? See this demo man right here? Alright, let's go into the look of him, the demo man. Let's see. This is this guy. He's like, it looks like a friend to him, alright? So he's just gonna go, yeah, I'm just gonna stick jump here, yeah, just jump, and I'm just gonna go, what the fuck happened there? And here we have a Solid Spearlay just doing an understab. Literally walking underneath the demo as he jumps, and as he landed, he stabbed him in the foot. And here we have a medic that doesn't pay attention. Here's the thing, alright? If you're the scout and you're somewhat incompetent, you would know there's a spy behind you. And you can ask, well, how do you know that? Well, let me just back it up a bit, alright? Because one thing that is really important when you play and deal with spies in general, even when you're a spy yourself, is listen to the game volume. The game sounds give away so much information that you can capitalize on that new players don't do. So we're going to go into the look of the scout here. So this guy, let's see. Yeah, alright. It's not that guy. It's... Alright, it's this guy. This guy right here. Alright. So he sees a friendly pyro. He's like, yeah, it's a friendly pyro. And listen to this, alright? Did you hear the scream? You heard it? You look at me and you heard the scream? You know, that should give away so much information about that there's a spy behind you. Whenever someone screams like that, they're either being shot by a crit, either headshot, or a spy stabbing you. So you should, regardless, pay attention to your back. I cannot emphasize on how much your life will be easier if you do that. And now the soldier's on the solid sail here, and he tries to hightail it out here. And this is so loud, that sound, that whenever you hear that, you know there's a spy. Always assume there's an enemy, and there he gets another jump stab on the soldier. And then he dies. So yeah. Listen! It's like, you know, Zelda. Hey, listen! So, you know, it's not a true trick stab episode without the famous face stab. In a lot of cases, people think like, ah, I got face stabbed. But actually, you got corner stabbed, kinda. But this is like this is... I think the second worst face stab I've seen in my show, because I remember there was this other episode where a medic got stabbed in the face, literally, and he died. So we're just gonna fast forward here.
Mission begins in 30 seconds. Mission begins.
Alright, here we go. So around here he's using the regular cloak. And here we go. We have the sniper. How will this go? Let's slow down time, and let's do. Alright, it was a little early. Fuck that. Alright, it's funny the second time too. Backstab! Yeah! Yes, that was the all-famous face stab. Basically what happens, there's some kind of miscommunication error with you and the server, making the server think you actually stabbed him in the back when you didn't. Stabbed him in the face. And that's a face stab. It's rage-inducing. And yeah, it's probably the most clear sides of face stab. I mean, you stabbed him in the face, and that was a backstab. Because maybe he did like one of those creepy hugs that some guys do at pubs, you know, when they go around, like some girls, they go like, they're supposed to like just pat him on the shoulder, but they just go like all the way around. So if you have like a knife, you go like this, some shit like that. I don't know. Let's look at this replay. Yeah. I forgot what it's called. Shit. Anyway, we have him using the regular stock watch, which is pretty good. You can do a lot more with that than you can with the Dead Ringer. Can be a lot more sneaky. Oh, look at this, look at this. And oh, there's another spy. And he cloaks. And he's cloaked, and he can't see him, and he gets the stab on him! Oh my god, that was really cool. And Solid's all like, predictable! Yeah! I was just gonna center for a bit. I was gonna go back down. So smug. This is the smug music. Alright. So he tries to. The PM sniper's like, yeah, you're gonna follow me? Hup! Oh, wait, you didn't follow me? Shit. Alright, I'm gonna get you. So, good job on the sniper there, but horrible execution though. So we have Solid just hanging out here in the stairs. El Dorado for stair stabs. What he should do is fucking get that sentry down, but he's like, no, stair stab. That's a herpaderp. So if you just try to be all tricky and all fancy and stuff and not do the stuff you're really supposed to do, your team's gonna lose and you will actually get worse as a spy. But the sentry gets taken out by something anyway. Now we have an Uber popped on the soldier and he's right behind him. And then he goes and he doesn't do anything. And then he goes in again and gets the sniper and the soldier, because the soldier is also deaf when he hears the screams of his teammates right behind him. That's all we need to listen for, really. Well, if you do that and spontaneously turn around every now and then, it chokes, you will reduce your being stabbed in the back by like 80%. sniper with the Razorback. Interesting composition there, and that is interestingly bad, as he's also in a position that is also horrible, using the Huntsman as well. And he's gonna go down. Yes, gets a drop stab on the spy. That's when you drop down and you stab him right before you land. Kind of cool to do. Requires a lot of timing, and your also requires, you know, your enemies to be very
predictable.
Yes, predictable is what you need to be. They, not you. You need to be unpredictable. And there we have a heavy here. And in case you didn't know, heavies are good against spy. If he sees you, you die so easily, so you gotta be careful about that. So that was a cloaked spy. Let's look at another understab. That's when people jump above you and you stab them. But one thing I wanted to mention is that the time it takes you to trick stab someone, it might actually be faster just to shoot them with the revolver or the enforcer or the ambassador, any kind of gun, than with the knife itself. Because keep in mind, the revolver is pretty good. So there he gets a shot on the soldier right there, faster than trying to stab him. Just shoot him in the face with the headshot capabilities that the ambassador offers. And here we go, he's gonna run up. And oh, look at this! It's a soldier in midair. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. There you go. That was a nice understab right there. Soldier jumping on top of him, stabbing him in the shoe. I don't have any fear. Yeah, there we go. And then he gets taken out by a sniper. Yes, so that was a cool understab. You gotta feel you gotta feel like trolling when you play a spy, especially doing that. So we're gonna go with something. You know, the when we did the Saharan Spy episode, we covered that if you're let's say you are a player that aren't really accustomed yet to listening for, you know, the screams of your teammates dying, right? But here's the thing, with this knife, they don't scream. It's just like this sound, you know, that's all you hear. So if you can't hear a medic right behind you going, ah! How are you supposed to hear right behind you? And like somebody falling, you hear like a... We had a little crash, but that doesn't matter. You know what I mean. So if people can't hear the screams, they most definitely can't hear the little sound that this little baby here makes. So there we go. We have Solid here using the Saharan Spy set, which is you can't disguise, but when you kill somebody, you're utterly silent, and your decloak, when you cloak in, is also silent. So he's going to try and get the stab on this demo, which he does. And then he's going to run back here. Oh, he's a heavy. Take him out, takes him out as well, and now he moves as slow as a heavy. Sees a sniper. Sniper's just herp to derp, running back to the base. Or something like that. And then he removes his disguise to run faster. Wise decision indeed. Sees another heavy, gets a stab on him as well. And nobody's really paid attention to anything because that's a silent killer. So then he fakes his death and it decloaks because it's utterly silent and tries to get the stab on the soldier, but he doesn't because crits beats backstab any day. And now this is probably one of the saddest moments I've seen of people that's new and a dick spy. Fuck, I forgot the mouse again. No, wait, it's still here. A dick spy just stair stabbing all the time. If he stair stabs, the medic doesn't notice. He stabs the medic. Jumps again. Jumps again. And doesn't really do anything. And then he runs around. Stabs the heavy. Then he keeps just camping the stairs. People go up. Stabs the engineer. Nobody's really noticed. And, oh, did he die? Huh? No, he's right here. He's gonna go. Stabs him more just waiting there as an engineer. Stabs the soldier. Heavy doesn't notice. He's on fire. Pyro notices. Is he dead? Yes. Alright, so that was the mass stair stab, where you can see just players running out, not paying attention to anything. Because the thing is, like, if you ever watch Stabby Stabby, he does it all the time, but no, not all the time. I saw it once when one of his videos is that, like, if the enemy team's not communicating, you can get a lot of kills with spy, and that is true. So if you have voice, just or don't have voice, just chat. Just say like there's a spy at spawn. He's screaming up, do a spy check, or something like that. So let's go, yes. This next one is entitled Understab, which caused much rage in TeamSpeak. Of course, we're gonna show it here. So there we go. Here we have Solid. He has a friend on the other team, I guess. It's probably a Darkera German something. He's also a spy. And where is he? Yeah, this is the guy. He's kind of running here. We're using the Wanga prick. That's like the eternal reward as far as I know. And he's gonna decloak. Oh, you go down. I'm gonna get you. And you know what happens? This is what Solid does. He just goes. And then he died immediately after. But I bet he was like predictable. Yes. So that was understab of a spy when you just if you land on top of a spy and the spy is somewhat competent, like Solid is, you're gonna have a bad time. That's what the ski instructor in South Park would have said. So we're still in battle. I think he's only on payload maps so far. As payload is by far one of the easiest things to stab in. He's a heavy, can't really get a stab on him. Ends up here. Sees a pyro, and here we think I have the famous, I think it's Matador quarter stab, whatever. Bird just runs by him, he runs to the side, flanks him, and because the pyro has poor reflexes, he's not able to react to this in time. He gets stabbed, and then he gets a stab on the scout. I would have died anyway. I'm just running around here trying to get the stab on some people, being on the high ground, trying to get the stair stab, and he does because the sniper's a fucking idiot and just follows him up. You know the counter to stair stabs, right? How to deal with stair stabs is don't go in the fucking stair. Shoot at him from a distance. You do not need to hit him with your knife. Okay? Starts down here, tries to get stabbed on a medic, but he doesn't. Chooses not to. This heavies, then he gets a stab on a heavy for some reason. Probably a wiser decision to stab the heavy. That probably would have killed you anyway. You stab the medic first, and then he runs back up here. Another spy does the work, and then he stabs the medic. Spy taunting right over here. Go to the sentry up here. Sentry down. Here it's not unusual to get stair stabbed, but both of you guys really, just feels so bad. Let's look at this from the medic's perspective, all right? Just what a stair stab looks like and when it happens and how you can prevent stair stabbing. GPS talking about how to prevent stair stabs from happening to you. All right, so here we have the medic. This is what he sees. He sees the stab, and then he looks at the floor, and then he gets stabbed. So, yeah, you didn't even see that. Whoops. Let's do that again. Yeah. Alright, there we go. Here's the quick fix medic. Healing this heavy. You can't see the beam because it's bugged, and he just goes. That's the stab on heavy. He looks to the floor, and then switches to his range gun, and then he gets stabbed. So, don't look at the floor, as there's probably not a lot of enemies on the floor. They're probably, you know, ahead of you or something. And what the hell happened there? What? I didn't see this the first time I saw this replay. What the hell did he do? What? What? Alright, so let's slow it down. Alright, so he comes here and he shoots. That's just a bug, glitch, don't worry about it. And then he goes like, yeah, that's a spy, I know that's a spy. And then, oh, I'm just gonna turn around and let him kill me. That's like the equivalent of like seeing a sniper and then standing completely still and putting like a target on your forehead and be like, end my misery. I'm just gonna try and snipe this sniper with this ambassador. As you can see, the rest of the team is kind of like not paying attention at all. Because that goes with general game feel, you know. If you see, let's see, does he shoot again? Yeah, all right. If you're on your team, right, and you see this, what does that mean? Well, it means the sniper is shooting at something, and snipers should generally shoot, you know, important targets. So that means there's something important up here, guys. And then we have Mr. Soldier here, trying to get him. Rocket jumps up. He gets it. And jumps up. And there he's trying to get the stab. And he's actually, you know, dead ringing. So there we go. Here we have that soldier, this guy. And just listen to the sound, right? He thinks he's dead. Here's the sound. Rocket jumps. And just kills him. Alright? It's not harder than that. Just listen for it and react to it. And react to it is just go where you heard it came from and just kill whatever you meet. See? That was proper handling by the soldier. The soldier saw the spy and ran up and killed him. And yeah, this is the second last replay of today. It's kind of prioritizing as a spy. Sometimes you just want to get kills, and then your team loses. And Solid, you do a lot of that. So there we go. Here we have running around on defense with the spy running with the knife. Regular stock watch here. And in case you haven't noticed, the cart's pretty close. They have somewhat defense here, so it's I agree with him being here. This position. Can he get this soldier? Yeah, shoots the soldier once or twice. There's a scout here. Scout decides to fall back as he couldn't see the spy, so he should really use the pistol. And then he says, normally he would be dead, but the scout's like, yeah, I'll use my bat. And just charges at him, and then we got the Matador stops. Yeah, you stabbed one scout, alright. In case you haven't noticed, there's a whole bunch of fucking people capping the cart. But you're like, ah, just stab this scout here. Yeah. And we lost. Oh, at least I got 2 scouts. And the argument, it's just the pub doesn't apply, alright? Be a hero, save your team. That's how you get, you know, good. And when you're good, you win. And when you win, you're happy. And it's fun to play. And it's also fun knowing that you're doing something helpful other than just fucking dicking around like a troll. The back. So this is the last replay, and some of the people that Solid played against were just so horribly bad. Like, oh, just gotta show you, it's just painful. Spy here. I'm just gonna run up here. We got Solid. There's a sniper here. That's a valid stab. Getting killed there. You couldn't have known that when you're a sniper. It's not his fault. Gets a stab on a pyro. Falls back. Also very legit, just jumping down. And here comes the scout. Gets a stair stab on him. Very nice there. Scout just running in like a bolt, being dodged. And here we have the contestant for the worst pyro of all time. I have no idea who he is. He didn't even, like, here, when he gets shot the second time, he's like, oh, is something shooting at me? Alright, stand still and use the shotgun. Fuck, fell down. Alright, you can do this. And Solid's just like, following him. You have a sniper on his tail. Running inside the house. Using the pistol, as you can see, more effective than trick stabbing the guy. And then he's gonna cloak. And go upstairs. Here we have the pyro. He's like, I'm looking for spy. And he tried to flamethrow him from this distance, standing completely still. So that's just so bad. Another pyro. Using the pistol, getting a lucky crit. Doesn't matter. Pyro dies anyway. The pistol is still a pretty competent weapon you should use. Let's keep in mind, spies is more than just stabs. It's pistol too. Scout tries to get him, falls back, and soldier kills him and the scout. And just holding this high ground here is this is actually a pretty good spot because unlike earlier when he was on defense and completely bolted up, if someone tries to cap, he can cap this and pushes, he can just jump down. And he's holding this fort by himself with the use of Trickstabs. Here comes a couple of pyros. Stair stabs one. And dies to the other one. The guy that's standing still, and he's like, oh yeah, I'm so good, such a good pyro, yeah. So that will conclude our trick stab episode for today. Hopefully you got an idea on what they are. However, they are not as useful as they are cool. They're like the cow mangler. It looks cool, looks fancy, but it's not as effective as it could be. I mean, sometimes, you know, but there's only so many times you will be able to kill the same person with a stair stab unless they suck, you know, like we saw here, you know, free-to-play players that just started to play the So what have we learned? Well, they're fancy. They can be applied sometimes, especially when you're up really close, like one-on-one situations where you like do the you kind of hope that they don't have the same reaction time as you do, and you just run around on the side and stab them like we saw earlier. So that's that. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. There's no replays on me because I fucking suck at it, because I just use the pistol and kill everybody, because that's what I do, you know, different styles. And speaking of styles, that's going to be the topic for the next episode, which is going to be kind of a back to basics episode, where I'm going to talk a little bit about every class in the game and what kind of role they have. Because I feel we haven't really covered enough basics here. We kind of like this is like Trickstabs, like an advanced technique, like really, really advanced technique here. We got to have a really good game feel of all the classes. So we're going to look at, like, sometimes the class, when you pick a class, it can be like misleading to some extent, where it says like offensive class, like soldier, you know, the scout and pyro, but having an offensive team just by scouts, soldiers, and pyros is not good, you know. You need a demo and you need a heavy and stuff like that. So we'll be looking at that. So if you can send replays where you just play absolutely standard, preferably stock loadouts or similar, of any class, you know, whatever class you want. So if you're a scout, just focus on flanking. If you're a soldier, focus on being, you know, above your target. If you're a pyro, focusing, you know, killing spies, and you know, maintaining chokes and being supportive of your team and all that. So that's gonna conclude our Trickstabs episode. I hope you enjoyed it and got a laugh out of this, because you would not have gotten a laugh if it was my replays. I can tell you that. So yes, I'm HiGPS, and this is my show. Just follow me on Twitter and on the Steam groups.